Hi guys, this is problem number 1. In this problem, you're given an equation in two variables. And also this equation is called linear because take a look at the power of x, which is 1, the power of y, which is also 1. Whenever the powers are 1, that means a linear equation. Now your job is to find y-intercept, but of course you also want to know how to find x-intercept as well. How do we do that? First of all, I'm gonna quickly draw a. So this is just a hypothetical problem. Say, suppose, hey, you get a line like this, a straight line. How do you find the x-intercept? So x-intercept is right here, right? What's true about this point? This point, at least I can tell, even though I don't know the x value, but its y value must be 0 for this point. Its y coordinates must be 0. So this information is pretty important for you to find the x-intercept. Similarly, if you want to find the y-intercept, so if you say suppose the yellow probably not. So suppose you want to find this so-called y-intercept. And what is true about this point? Its x coordinate is 0, right? So of course the y value, that's what you need to find. So now by looking at the properties of each point, you know how to solve that. That kind of gives us idea how to solve that. So to find y-intercept, which is this point, we need to set x to 0 because this point x has to be 0. So let's do that. So to find the y-intercept for this guy, to find y-intercept. So my handwriting on this tablet is kind of like terrible, but please uh, forgive me about that. So y-intercept set x to 0. So please make sure that you understand this logic behind it. And then when you set the x equal to 0, so this equation becomes 2 times 0, which is 0, right? Minus 2 over 3 equals 3 over 4y plus 3. Now, I don't want to solve this problem for you. So therefore, I'm gonna modify this problem. Instead of 2/3, I'm gonna change to 2/5. Okay, so please note that I don't mean to change the problem, but I want you to have the opportunity to solve this problem yourself. So you solve the problem in the given in the question. I'm gonna solve this a different one. So here, uh, oftentimes when I see this is 0, so just get rid of that. When I see problem like this, I always ask students, what do you dislike the most? Many students responded to me like fraction. That's what they don't like. So now I agree with you. I don't like the fraction as well. So how about we clear the fraction in our first step? To clear the fraction, which is a topic to simplify, which is the topic in chapter 1, I encourage you to find a appropriate section and then kind of review that. Otherwise, you feel free to come in and then we can do that face to face. So you need to find a so-called least common denominator, which is 20 in this case because there's a 5 and there's a 4 here. And then you multiply both sides by this so-called least common denominator. So that's what I'm going to do. So 20 times negative 2/5 equals, so 20 times 3/4 over y plus 3 times 20, right? So you have to I distributed 20 to each term here, but make sure that you're fair. You multiply every single term the same number, 20. So here, let's do a little algebra here. So 5 and 20 cancel, you're left with 4. So left side is negative 8. The right side, 4 and 20 cancel, we are left with 5. So 3 times 5, 15y. 3 times 20 is 60. Okay, now you're gonna subtract both sides by 60. So I'm gonna do some mental math. I encourage you to do mental math. So negative 8 minus 60 is negative 68 equals 15y. And then you're going to divide both sides by 15, right? So the right hand side y is negative here, negative 68 over 15. And then you can use your algebra calculator to simplify this and get the answer. So this is how you find the y-intercept. How would you find the x-intercept? I'm not going to do it, but I just want to throw out the idea. So x-intercept, again, what has to be true about x-intercept? The y has to be 0. So you're going to set y to 0. So in this particular problem, you're going to get 2x minus 2/3 equals, you set y to 0, so therefore this is 3/4 times y is 0 is 0 plus 3. And then you solve this linear equation. So this is it.